All right, today we are watching lots of red pill videos. We're going to go through them. I am endlessly fascinated with red pill stuff. As a dating coach of over 15 years, there's a ton of it that's just basically untrue. That's really all I need to say about that. I know because I've spent many years um, meeting people, dating, going on thousands of dates, going out to bars, clubs, cafes, meeting people, approaching women, chatting with them. And I know what works with social skills. So when I see stuff like red pill philosophy, I immediately see the things that are just flat out wrong. And I'm here to correct the record. That being said, I want to find things that are true, but it just seems like all of the red pill guys are just really insecure. That's really it. So let's get started. Welcome to the new studio, baby. This is like, I would say 90% finished. Probably like 95%. There's still a little bit more, but I'm excited about it. Anyway, let's watch this. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to go into a mock date, click the link in the live chat and then just wait in the waiting room and I'll pull you in. I even set up a screen right there so it could look like I'm looking at you. I'm all set. I'm all set, baby. So this is going to be a video of Andrew Tate going on a date and then the Godfather, Rollo Thomas Lolo, reacting to it. The Godfather of Red Pill. Now, on my main channel, I do a full-on reaction of this date. I just filmed it last night. It'll probably be out next week, like Monday or something like that. And but I'm gonna watch Rollo Thomas Lolo's reaction to it, which I think he's gonna love it based on the thumbnail.
Watch how he walks in.
Very nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hi.
You look really nice.
Thank you. Let's do two kisses.
How did he walk in? I mean, in my reaction video, I say he walks in kind of weird, like he doesn't even look at her.
Watch how he walks
not even
in.
looking.
Very nice to meet you.
And then weirdly, he has fucking sunglasses on the inside. Like, what the fuck, bro? You're on a date. What are you doing? But this is the first time I've ever seen Andrew Tate smile. And so this was so far when I reacted to this last night fully in my main channel, I was like, oh, maybe he's like actually not bad with people.
Hi.
You look really nice.
Thank you. Let's do two kisses. 1, 2.
Oh, very nice
And then that was weird. Like, why is he counting the kisses? Let's do 2 kisses. 1, 2. Let's hug 5 times. 1, 2, 3. Like, what is he? Is he that guy from Sesame Street? The Count?
Very nice to meet you. Andrew Tate. What's your name?
Andrew, nice to meet you.
The
Cheyenne.
smile is creepy. That's the smile when you're not actually happy. Weird.
Cheyenne Reynolds, if you're doing this whole
Cheyenne Reynolds. We're gonna do official.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice to meet you.
Cheers.
Is the volume? How's the volume on this?
I think she's an attractive woman. She's good looking. Friendly demeanor. I can tell she thinks she knows things, so I look forward to correcting her. But that's usually how life works.
So it looked like the Godfather of Red Pill just laughed when he said, I could tell she thinks she knows things. It's all about like making women not feel good about themselves. It's very weird. Like, how do you
Finally,
like
see?
women
A
but
man
not
makes
like
an
women?
effort. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, finally, a man who makes an effort. Now, did you see how he walked in there? I have not seen. I've only seen. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've seen 2 other of these.
Yeah, I didn't know what she meant when she said finally a man that makes an effort. I don't know. Maybe I literally don't know. Like, what did he do that was such a big effort?
Quote dates here. Okay, none of them start with Kino. That's exactly what he just did. Kiss on the cheek, touch.
Yeah. So it is good to be physical as soon as you meet the person. It just jumps to where you guys actually want to be. Remember, a date is not a business meeting. It's not a friend meeting. It's 2 people that are interested in being romantic with each other. And if it's online dating, they're already probably going to be physically attracted to each other. So hugging and kissing the person on the cheek is a great thing to do on a first date.
On the shoulder. He's confident enough that he's not worried about like this girl like losing her shit on him or anything like that. Okay.
What? He's confident enough to know that this girl's not going to lose her shit? What? What? Why would she lose her shit because you hugged her?
You could say, well, they're on a show together, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You could make that argument. However, this is about technique. This is not about like whether it's set up or it's not set up. He starts with the technically what we would call keynote. So kinesthetics. He's already starting with touch, and he's already in a position right now.
By the way, when he says keynote, it's I know this about Rollo because I read his book on dating. He just rips everything from the mystery method. So things like Kino is something that mystery made up.
Where he is, let's just say, in a dominant position. He's begun the conversation without even starting the conversation.
So that's fine to say I've begun the conversation without even starting the conversation, but there's no need for dominance on a date. In fact, it would hurt you. Because then there's an imbalance, and we don't want that. We want the other person to feel incredibly comfortable with themselves. Red pill people are insecure about themselves, so they want to keep trying to make the other person feel worse about themselves and try to make yourself feel great. So you keep trying to raise your implied value.
He's already in his own frame.
Good, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Where are you from?
I'm American, but I lived in England for a long time. I lived in a very prestigious part of the UK. I don't know if you've ever heard of Luton.
So he goes, I lived in a very prestigious part of that is probably the biggest loser thing you could ever say. Ever. Like who like imagine if you met somebody and you were like, I was born in probably the most prestigious part of America. They would fucking throw up. It's not cool, dude. It's loser shit. Why are you trying to impress her so much? Why? Like, it's so funny that, like, red pill people, all they talk about is, like, don't impress her. Don't impress her. And, like, all he's doing so far is just, like, I come from the most prestigious land in the world. The kings and the queens bowed at my parents' feet when they saw me crowned from my mother's vagina.
Very
Prestigious.
Yeah.
Yeah, number one.
Luton. Okay. Was not expecting that.
So I was in Luton for a while, and now I live in Europe, so I've just come in. Yeah.
Okay, because your accent, it's like really different, isn't it?
It's pretty mixed up. I'm like a street dog, my dear. I've been here, I've been there. Half American, half English.
So, like, so far, it's not going that bad, aside from the weird prestigious thing. But like he said, I'm like a street dog. I've been here, I've been there. I know that he's trying to constantly convey high value. So in little things, he's doing it right now. But if we watch, it gets like really bad really quickly. Like in 5 minutes, all he's trying to do is show how good he is and how bad she is. But it starts off okay. It honestly starts off okay.
Half Luton, half everything else.
A bit of a mix.
Bit of a mix.
That's cool. So how did you get here today?
I flew in this morning.
Flew in. It's different. Something different.
Yeah. Jump on the jet.
So he said he flew in. It was a weird question. How did you get here today? Like, why are you interested in how you got here? How did you get here? Like, you ever go on a date and just be like, how did you arrive here? Like, why would you care about that? But it gave him the perfect opportunity to say, yeah, flew in. My private jet. Nah. But once again, you know that he loved that shit.
You flew in on a jet?
Like, personally, for me, I would try to avoid that. I do not want to make somebody see me as higher value than them. That's the worst thing I could possibly do. Why? The imbalance makes the other person feel insecure. It makes them feel needy for me. The last thing I want is somebody to feel needy for me, because then they get into this obsessed headspace and they're not in an emotionally healthy place where they can actually interact with me in a fun, healthy, natural way.
Who is this guy?
What about you? You have a mix, no?
Yeah, my family, we're Caribbean and English.
So the Caribbean side's the crazy side? Or,
No.
the English side's the crazy side?
I'd say the Caribbean's the fun side.
So what he just did right there is he tried to lower her value. Oh, it's the crazy side. She goes, it's the fun side.
Spies.
So you're fun and crazy?
So there he goes. So you're fun and crazy. Ugh, you're fun and crazy. So you're fun and you're shitty. You're fun and you're just a piece of shit, right? Like, he's just literally trying to go, you're worse than me. You're worse than me. So sad. Sad boy.
Not crazy.
I mean, it's the beginning of the day. You can't.
I was thinking
Do I look
Rolo
like
was
I'd
going to
like
break
to?
this down more.
Yes.
Okay, so now what has he done here? Did you guys catch this?
He's going to try to say that he lowers her value. I want to see. I'm interested.
This is a compliance test, is what this is. Okay, so
Ooh,
what he's
that's a
doing,
nice little- I
he's
should- I
testing
should get that.
to see whether or not she's going to fall into his frame. She's not, because she's the host. Okay, she kind of can't do it because she's got to carry the whole thing.
But
But
do you see how already he's talking about, like, who falls into whose frame? Who's the leader? When you're God-pilled, none of this matters. Because it's just two spirits, it's two souls, it's two humans just interacting with each other from love. So there's no competition. When you could remove somebody from that ego headspace, like the red pill is teaching, when you could just teach somebody, when you could learn to just have an interaction and that person just leaves their ego headspace, it's the best thing in the world. But what red pill does, which is very small-minded thinking, is saying, I'm going to play within the parameters that society has taught me to play in. So red pill says, you are low value because you don't have this, this, this. These are high value people. So what red pill says is, take all of the things that high value people do and just apply it to yourself. The problem with this is that when you get into this competition game, you are never going to be the best in the world. What Andrew Tate has tried to do on the internet is try to show everybody that he is the best in the world. But what it ended up happening is it ended up getting him removed from the internet. Whether you like that or not, that's what happened, and it's because of what he said.
from what I have seen, at least in the two other interviews that I watched, like nobody else establishes this kind of frame. She's already established frame. And even the whole thing about Lutton and all that other stuff, yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, who cares, right? But it's the way he's delivering it.
No, it's not.
Like if I say I'm originally from Pasadena, California, right? Like that's like, who cares, right? But if I go, but I am from Pasadena, the confident way to go and do these things. I go and I say something like that, then originally from Pasadena, California, right? Like that's like, who cares, right? But if I go, but I am from Pasadena, California, right? If I
What? I am from Pasadena. So you talk like a robot? What the fuck is he saying? He's literally just spurting bullshit out of his mouth. This dude, by the way, this Rolo Thomas Lolo, he hasn't been on a date in fucking 50 years. He's been married for the past like 30-something years. He knows nothing about social skills and interactions. He stays in his little music studio playing death metal or something like that, and based on the guitar I see in the background, and just not interacting with people. This dude knows fucking nothing. Everything that he's taught in the dating realm has come from mystery method pickup artists. He knows nothing.
when I say something like that, then
Look at his little. Ew! It's gross to see Rolo Thomas Lolo's like little smirk on his face when he says it. He says it from like, I am from. He doesn't say I'm from Pasadena. He says I am from Pasadena. What the fuck are you saying?
it depends on the delivery of how I am actually delivering that information, right? So there's a confident way to go and do these things, and there's sort of this like, oh, I'm from this, from Lutton, sorry, don't.
But why would you apologize? Like, why don't you just say I'm from this? You don't have to say sorry, I'm from this, or I am from this. Why don't you just fucking just answer the goddamn question? Yeah, I'm from Pasadena. Just fucking nut job.
Apologize for yourself. A lot of guys will start off by self-deprecating because they think that that is endearing. It is not endearing. Women want that challenge. He's already a challenge from the word go at this.
Who said women want a challenge? Where is it? I don't know. Like, where did he come up with this shit? Women want a challenge. They do want a challenge if you enter the date, you enter the social situation, and say, this is now a challenge. If you do that to a person, they'll say, sure, let's fucking go. Whatever, man. If you want to add this to the interaction, to the relationship, sure. But, again, when you are God-pilled, you do not need to do this. You could sidestep all of the competition. This is what I'm trying to teach everybody. Because the problem with red pill, the problem with pickup artistry is it's all about the challenge. It's all about the fight, the war between you and the other person. It's super duper unhealthy when you enter an interaction and say, we're not going to play in that arena. Let's sidestep that and play in this arena here. Just getting to know each other, enjoying each other, having fun. That's it.
You'll also notice that he seems kind of arrogant, and that's what really rubs. Like when I was just watching the Twitter feed when I put the announcement for this show.
The great thing about this is, like, I don't know if Rolo's watched this before. I'm guessing he has, but like, okay, he's going, oh, he seems kind of arrogant. Okay, whatever. But like, you're gonna see how later on it turns into an absolute train wreck because the arrogance just goes to like volume level 11.
Up and everybody's like, well, I don't really like this guy. What is it? Where's this? I got this guy from, I'll just read it out here. This guy is called Labor Patriot. He says, take note that Andrew Tate, despite all the bravado, clearly has no children, much like a lot of pickup artists of the 2000s. The survival and replication and conquering jargon is a way to glamorize and justify plain pursuit of pleasure for its own sake, right? So this is, I'm not saying he's a hater, but the guy is definitely trying to disqualify that. They see something like a guy like that, this labor patriot guy, sees something like this, and he's like, well, that's disqualification. You want to talk about, like, when we talk about like how men and women fight, like intersexually compete with one another, women.
Did he just say intersexually compete with each other? What it? Here's the thing. This fuckface hasn't been on a date in fucking years. What is he saying? Intersexually compete. He has no fucking idea. This is so great. This is,
fight in the psychological, men tend to fight in the physical. Now, we can't always be beating the shit out of each other to like.
Men tend to fight in the physical? When's the last, Rolo Thomas Lolo, when's the last time you fought? Because you say we tend to fight. That means we would do it often, would you say? Maybe the majority of the time? Maybe even sometimes. When's the last time you got in a physical fight, Rolo Thomas Lolo? Andrew Tate, when's the last time you got in a physical fight? That was actually, yeah. And then, let's say, when's the last time you got in a physical fight that was actually necessary? And then women fight psychologically. Like, what are these? Like, if he could just show me the peer-reviewed studies that say this, I'll say, great, good. Give me a study where many psychologists, many doctors, many scientists looked at this and go, yeah, this all checks out. Show me this. Otherwise, you're just bullshitting. You're just making stuff up because you're angry at women, I guess. Not I guess. That's the only reason.
That we're amogging such and such. But there's also the way of saying, well, disqualification is a way to eliminate a competitor from the sexual marketplace. So, for instance, if there's a very good-looking guy like Henry Cavill walks in the room, right? He's, how tall is he? 6'4", right? He's good-looking, has a jawline. He's friggin' Superman, okay? Walks into the room, a guy that looks like that. Guys will be like, yeah, well, he's probably gay, right? That probably gay part is disqualification. Women do this all the time, and more feminized blue pill beta male men do exactly the same thing. They fight with the same techniques that women do. Oh, he's probably gay, right?
Okay. First of all, he's not even talking about Andrew Tate anymore. He's talking about some dude that commented on Andrew Tate, and he's going on this like 5-minute tirade about it.
This disqualification thing, rather than saying, yeah, he's got his shit together.
Yeah, but what if you disagree that he doesn't have his shit together? What if this man is single-handedly ruining the lives of millions of boys around the world? Oh, he's got his shit together. I'm not a beta male. I'm gonna say it. He's got his shit together. Dude.
Got my shit together too. Like, rather than trying to meet head on, it's always sniping, but it's like a disqualification tactic. And so what's happening right here is
okay, I'm getting now why people like Rolo Thomas Lolo. It's because he makes up a lot of fake psychological jargon. Look at his face right there. He makes up a lot of bullshit. And this is the same thing Andrew Tate does. is they talk a lot and they try to say things that you don't know what it means exactly. You're not exactly sure. And so what happens is that creates an idea, a dynamic that this person is an expert and you are the student. And, oh, he's saying like, oh, he just said intersexual competition. Oh, I don't know about that. He probably found that in some, like, you know, journal somewhere, some psychological journal somewhere. No, it's just, he just made that shit up. He just
Already
literally
building himself up to being somebody that you're not going to like, and you really want to watch him fall down.
All right.
I'm not a liar, actually.
You're not a liar. Everything you tell
love
me for
that
the rest of
transition.
this episode
I
is
want
going to be
that
complete
transition.
truth.
Yeah.
Promise me.
I just have a
Say I
fucking
promise.
screen on.
I promise. No, I really promise.
Compliance test right there. Bam.
Oh, wait, I want to.
Say it.
Everything you tell me for the rest of this episode is going to be a complete truth.
Yeah.
Promise me. Say I promise.
I promise. No, I really promise.
Compliance.
Okay, so he says compliance test right there. He says, everything you tell me for the rest of this date is going to be complete truth. Promise me. Say you promise. So in my head, actually, without this like psychopath stuff that they're all talking about over there, it's just a fun, playful thing to do. It's just literally just being fun and playful, having a little game together. But when you take it to like a psychopath place, it's a compliance test. It's like you're making her do something for you. Ah, very smart. It's a small thing that you're making her do. But as you continue making her do little things, it gets her in. This is a sales tactic also. It gets them in the headspace of doing things for you. So then, when you ask them the big question, ooh, they will comply to your demands.
Test right there. Bam.
Bam.
Say I
Did you
promise.
see it?
Say
Bam.
say the truth.
Do you
for the
see
rest
how
of
he
this date.
made her comply? Bam.
Comply, man. That is like you guys want examples.
Oh,
Rollo.
we got it,
Give
baby.
me how does shit testing work? How does compliance test work? How does frame work?
got it
Here
right
it is,
here.
children. Well, you know,
Hello there,
Red
children.
Pill
How's it
101
going?
right here. That was a
Oh, Red Pill
compliance test. Did you
101,
guys
baby.
catch that?
We got
For the rest of the show, you promised to tell me the truth. Got it?
We'll see.
Oh, honest thoughts and opinions.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, we'll see.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Let me think of a lie. Give me a second.
No, you can't lie.
You have to tell the truth. I don't have to tell the truth.
Why?
We already agreed. You're telling the truth. There's only one of us can tell the truth. One of us can.
So right now, once again, to a non-psychopath, to somebody that's not Andrew Tate or Ramoslami Bloomy, it's what he's doing right now is playful. It's fine. It's all good. I didn't have to say I'd tell the truth. You're the one that's telling the truth. It's playful. It's a little role play. It's harmless. But Andrew Tate's serious, and you'll see further on. He's serious because, well, let's just watch.
That's not good stuff.
I'm a shoe salesman.
Okay. That right there, full on compliance test and meant to provoke.
What? Okay, I'm going to break it down for you. He said I'm a shoe salesman. Again, fine. It's a fun little joke, little role play, but you're supposed to actually say your job after that. You're not just supposed to keep it from the person. Little fun playing. But for him, it's provoking. Provoking!
Meant to pick that up. Do you guys get that? That's the follow-up to that, by the way. So you have to tell the truth, but I can lie. If you could establish that, and she's already playing with him like she's the bratty sister and he's the older brother right now. He's already establishing this before you like we're not even like 10 minutes in right now.
I sell shoes,
come on,
socks,
he provoked
shoe accessories,
her.
polish, etc.,
He
etc.
made
Yeah,
her
I sell shoes.
comply.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I'm surviving. Sold 2 pairs of shoes yesterday.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna move on because this is a long video and I just want to go to the next stuff. All right, so this is cool. This is a CNN video. Hopefully this stream doesn't get taken down because we're watching CNN, but it came out years ago. And it's about Red Pill, and it says it's a search for dating advice turns into radicalization. I thought this was interesting. I didn't watch it yet though.
I was able to get a girlfriend. For the most part, she was nice and didn't quite work out. I had, blamed myself. I'd simultaneously blamed her, and I couldn't get any guidance from my friends or my family about this. And I Googled, how do I get my girlfriend back? I was just, that distraught.
He was a regular guy with some relationship issues, but he entered a place, a frame of mind.
Wow, the
He rejected what he was told about society.
A lot of, cults, they look for people who are in transitional periods of their
Oh,
life.
interesting. This is a guy that came out of Red Pill. Like, he went into it and then he left.
As soon as they see their vulnerability, they take it.
A search for dating advice can spiral into political radicalization. Was it just that you felt
political
lonely or misunderstood?
Combination of both. That was essentially like my gateway drug into the whole concept that feminism was my enemy.
So what happened to him?
Our world has become a chat room. I think in many ways we have become our avatars. We have become offline the people that we are online.
The definition of truth is shifting. The internet is a gateway that allows us to choose which reality we want to live in.
It was a sense of community, a sense of, brotherhood. It fed into that loathing, that hate, and that anger, and that depression and frustration.
Internet memes break through the screen.
They draw people in with irreverence and irony. And a lot of people will start being ironically racist before they start being really racist.
Yeah. It's
This
all
is a
jokes.
story of
It's
two
jokes,
realities.
jokes,
You take the blue
until
pill.
it's only the jokes.
The story ends. You wake up in your bed and
Down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Blue pill or red pill? It's a question made famous in the 90s movie.
All right, I get it.
Are having too much power.
Now the phrase has been co-opted by communities online. To swallow the red pill is to accept that everything you've been told about society, about gender, race, politics, is a lie.
So that is the opening for Guys in Red Pill. Everything about the world is a lie. Now that's like a very big statement, right? And so to somebody that's coming in, it's like, oh my God, there's so much to learn. But when you get in, it's literally just like, women suck. That's, you know how like you thought that like women were good? Like feminism said women are good. Red Pill says women suck. So that's, that's the dating part of Red Pill.
That term used in a lot of different communities on the far right, and basically it means being awakened to the truth of the way that reality really is. It's actually men who are at a disadvantage, and they need to do whatever
By the way,
is in
this
their
came out
control to put the women back
This came
in
out
their
5
place.
years
Becca
ago.
Lewis is a researcher at Data and Society. She's been studying these forums for years. Before taking the red pill became political, it was actually just about picking up women.
You'll find people gravitating to communities like the pickup artist community, where young men can get advice on how to attract young women. They're really feeling lost and looking for advice or guidance or community.
This is like a really like basic video, and I'm sure it gets into better things, but I just can't. Okay, this is going to be good, guys. So a pickup artist reacted to one of my videos making fun of pickup artists. Now here's the thing. I watched it already. And this guy's actually not very red-pilled, but he's pretty problematic. And he's also like pretty cheesy. Like he likes to state that he's had sex with like over 1,000 women, and like he's really big on showing people that how many people he's had sex with, which obviously that's a very insecure thing to do. But I thought it would be fun to watch this.
Marriage, or is it like
Strong marriage.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
What's up, guys? John Anthony here from John Anthony Lifestyle. Today we're going to be reacting to Anthony Recenello, okay, in his video entitled Dating Coach Cringes Pickup Artist Bootcamp. Okay, the mainstream sees pickup artistry much different than what it really is in its truest and most expert level form. Okay, you have a bunch of guys running around that are blowing up whole countries, blowing up whole continents, attracting tons of unwanted attention, being misogynistic, okay, some people doing illegal things, etc. And this is all the stuff that gets amplified by feminists into articles and in turn makes the whole community look fucking dumb. Okay, I don't associate or even place myself in the same category as most of the people in this space, just because
I do. I've seen his stuff before, and a lot of it is pretty shitty. I don't know a ton about it, so I can't speak on everything that he teaches, though.
fucking clowns doing clown shit. Okay, now we have this little Poindexter here, his cute little face here.
Hey, that wasn't John Anthony. That was not nice. When you said cute little face and you said Poindexter, that's not nice, John Anthony. What was that laugh?
Yeah! That's gonna go rant.
Yo, by the way, what was the context of the maybe somebody in the live chat can tell me what was the context of including that Dumb and Dumber clip, I'm confused.
And clown shit. Okay, now we have this little Poindexter here, his cute little face here. Yeah! That's gonna go
What was the reason for that clip?
rant and complain about pickup artist boot camps. Okay, so we're gonna react to that, but before we get into
But here's another thing. He just said that he doesn't connect with all of the other pickup artist stuff. And then he says he's going to watch a video of me complain about that stuff that he doesn't like either. So what is it? Do you like what I'm reacting to, or do you not like it?
his cute little face here. Yeah! That's gonna go rant and complain about pickup artist boot camps. Okay, so we're gonna react to that, but before we get into that, I want to remind you guys we have an 8-person case study challenge. Okay, you get the
All right, so it's 124 in the video, and he's talking about some thing he's selling.
old program on that months, and
the underbelly.
So that was about a minute. I guess that's okay.
You know when you're washing yourself, this might just be me, and then you are like picking up a piece of fat, and then you find shit under your skin? That's what a pickup artist is.
Yeah, great argument so far.
That wasn't an argument, John. That was a joke, John.
You could literally say that about anything.
Okay, so basically what they are people that felt very, very bad in high school and middle school about themselves. So they didn't like that women weren't talking to them, that they got rejected, that all of the hot...
And no, there's, like, as I said in tons of videos, everyone has a strategy, okay? There's certain ways to conduct an interaction better. There's certain ways to text better. There's certain ways to run your dates better. It's not just like a bunch of weirdos, okay, that got rejected and stuff like that. I get guys coming to me at 200, 300 lay count that are still able to tremendously amplify their...
I got guys coming to me with a 200, 300 lay count.
Because it's just mainstream narrative bullshit.
Cool chads were getting women when these guys weren't. So what they did is they said, let me try to go in my lab and see if I can create a persona that makes women attracted
I'm sure this dude's fucking slaying tons of puss.
to me. And so one guy did. His name was Mystery. He was the first pickup artist, or the first like really big one. But basically like these pickup artists, they kind of talked on these like chat rooms together, like 20 years ago, maybe even further. And then they would exchange these ideas and things that they would find. And they would try to like field test tricks on women at bars.
It doesn't all need to be tricks. Again, take two people that know nothing about game. Okay, let's say one's getting more meetups from his...
He literally just said game. So when you're playing a game, what are you doing?
Numbers he gets. Maybe a different guy is getting more phone numbers when he tries to get phone numbers. They can compare notes. Oh, I'm saying this in the interactions. I'm doing this. Here's what I'm texting, why it's working better. That is game. Okay, that is pick.
Why are you saying game? Why are you playing a game with people?
Artistry. It doesn't need to be weird, contrived you know, little fancy little lines and stuff like that. Okay, there's a huge misconception in the public about this.
Thing worked like 10 times or something, they would call that like a technique, and then they would teach that technique to people, and then everyone in that chat room or forum thing would try to do that technique and then use it. Because they didn't want anybody to know who they were, I wonder why they took on these names like style and mystery and like bad man, really cheesy ass shit. Basically, just getting down to it, what they were trying to do is trying to replicate what they thought a cool guy looked like and acted like with women, in hopes that they can trick a woman for the shortest amount of time, like just a couple hours, get them to think that they are also cool guys. And then once they've hooked up with them or got their phone number, they slither out into the night into some hole and try it again somewhere else.
Total misconception. After you hook up with the girl, you can keep her around, get into a romantic or sexual relationship with her. Okay, and it doesn't all need to be pretending. I preach quite the opposite. I say become the high value guy, push yourself to better yourself in other areas of your life, be confident, carry yourself with a presence, okay, build thick skin, etc., etc. So it's not about faking a persona, it's not about putting out a bunch of lines and tricks to trick a girl that you're high value. Okay, it's about being high value and demonstrating that.
That's what a pickup artist is. Anyway, let's get into this Channel 5 video.
The girl will probably be in front of you at a time when...
All right, now this is Vince Calvin, okay? This dude dresses like a rock star. I ran into him
What is that laugh?
at one of the
What is that?
conventions, and he was a total fucking weirdo, okay? I don't like this guy at all.
when you don't expect it.
You know, this John Anthony guy's interesting. He talks about how much he loves pickup artistry, but he doesn't like any pickup artists, except for himself, I guess.
The cock blocker we gotta watch out for is ourselves. Ultimately, we think it's the girls, we think it's the time, we think it's us, we think it's that. It's one thing. It's what we think.
A pickup artist acts completely off of insecurity. He's trying to conquer the side of him that feels unloved, unattractive, and basically tries to conquer the women that never liked them. So they could go back home and they could go on their little chat rooms and go, see what I was able to do? See, I conquered them.
This guy's a fucking weirdo. Again, that's not what...
I am a weirdo. But John, what I'm curious about is why do you like having sex with thousands of women? I'm just curious. And why do you call it game? And then please answer this question. Have you won the game? And another question is, why do you want to win the game? And that's probably the most important question. Why do you want to win the game, John? With thousands of women.
It's about getting better and better strategies so you have better and better chances and better odds to turn a stranger into a romantic or sexual relationship. This dumbass has a strategy too. Okay, it's probably way.
John, that wasn't nice. And you called me a dumbass. And you don't even know what I teach, John. That was not nice, John.
Worse than an optimized strategy. Okay, but he has a strategy just because he doesn't try to better the strategy in a formal way. Okay.
John, that was really mean that you said, I don't try to better the strategy in a formal way. John, that's not nice.
Doesn't make him better than these guys that do.
You said I'm not better than them? All right, let's just continue. I don't really like what he's saying to me, though.
The cringe is very high. And so when you watch pickup artists, they are laughable. They're super funny because it's watching like very nerdy dudes who would otherwise be very attractive to very hot nerdy women instead say, I don't want those women. I want the women that never loved me. And so I'm gonna try to get those women to have sex with me for a night so I could feel better about myself.
Betterment of strategy, okay? And you don't need to just bang a chick for a night with this whole pretending alter ego, okay? You can put that girl on rotation and turn her into a girlfriend. And this is about having better skills with women in general, okay? He has it all backwards and contrived. This is why the community gets a bad reputation, because you...
So, John, listen to me. I don't have it backwards. Once again, you said that you don't associate with pickup artists. Would you agree that there's pickup artists that are doing what I said? Was I ever talking about you? I never made a video about you until now. So I don't give a shit if your shit is different. But you have to agree that what I've said applies to some pickup artists, if not most of them.
A lot of fucking weirdos going and doing weird shit.
Thus never actually fulfilling themselves, never actually having a happy life, and ultimately having this character that they've built for themselves and having their real insecure childlike self on the inside, fighting with each other, feuding with each other.
Let's get to the
knowledge above everyone else. Mainstream media and everything it's tricking everyone, but I know the real thing.
That's when I discovered Vince, aka the Cock Kelp.
Look at the girl he brings. Fucking totally average. This is, but look at his.
Why are you judging somebody that he finds attractive? Like what is that doing for you? Does that make you feel better about yourself?
Outfit here. Rings on every finger, bracelets, fucking dyed hair. Has to act and look like a rock star here.
So got it. So would you say that what I said applies to him or no? Just trying to get it straight here, Johnny boy.
How do you confirm that? 5,000 makeouts?
Vince Kelvin, the king of makeouts, hands down, over 230 makeouts last year. This guy's insane, a ridiculous game. The best I've ever seen.
Vince is also a salesman. He sells DVDs online, such as Pull.
All right.
Changing. When you get a makeout at a bar with somebody that doesn't know you that well, it validates that you as a human are better than the other humans. And
again, John, I just wanted to ask the question, why are you interested in having sex with thousands of women? It has nothing to do with what I just said in that video right there. I just was wondering.
Great thing about it is if you do it at a bar, other people will watch you make out and they will acknowledge that you are better than them. 30 to 40 makeouts in your life. It's respectable. It's not great though. You need hunt that when you're it really
decent editing and camera angles and stuff like that and cuts. But his jokes are terrible.
I mean, it's fun, it's exciting, but to base your whole lifestyle around it, come on, let's admit, it's kind of cheesy. But what's truly the cheesiest is Vince Kelvin himself, who's easily 50 years old, who still cares about how many makeouts he gets in his life.
What can you tell us about Vince? Where to start, right? There's so many things, everything from the look, the fashion, and everything like that. But also, like, truly a marvelous, like, communicator, not only with women on the streets, but just.
Charlie in the chat says, "Do you guys think body count matters?" Well, I would ask you why. Why would you even think that body count would matter?
It's weird because it's kind of almost like Sacha Baron Cohen is dressing up as him right now. Like, I really do feel as though Sacha Baron Cohen's going to take his mask off. He's like a character.
It's like your shirt and her shirt created hers.
I gotta do some Vince Kelvin reactions. He's hitting on the fucking big chick too. Just.
Oh, that laugh is scary. He's hitting on the big chick too. Buddy, if you're not attracted to her, why are you shaming other people that might be attracted to her? You're a weird dude.
There. Wow. Yeah, him and a rash. Great material to react to.
Yes. That's surreal. Yeah. Whoa, you couldn't have it better planned. But it takes a special man to pay attention to those kinds of things.
You know, he could have complimented them, but he complimented himself.
Takes a special man.
Is like the advanced level. I don't know, I might not be there yet.
We're all married.
Well, I hope you guys have a very strong.
Look how this guy's dressed. Like fucking long hair, sunglasses, top hat. Fucking.
Oh, this is interesting. psychologist gives his opinion on red pill.
Too many red pill alpha guru types take advantage of attachment issues to score cash from wounded men and encourage them to embrace their attachment wounds even further. It turns into a cult of people convinced their wounds are sacred truths.
Man, I catch a lot of flack because people come in at me and say, that's not what red pill's about. And they're right. It's not. Red pill is supposed to be evolutionary psychology applied to relationships so that you can be healthy and love each other, love your wife, love your husband based on biological imperatives within men and women. That's what it's supposed to be. In effect, when you become a red pill guru to make money off of these people, you say, no, dude, you're right. Women are scum. They'll never really love you. They're just there for the things you do for them. So you should just make them do good things for you and take advantage of those insecure women, have sex with them on the first date, and never call them again because screw them.
So that's another interesting point that he's making here is that if red pill men are successful, they're not successful with confident, happy women. They're successful with women who are just as or even more insecure than the man himself is. If that's like what somebody's looking for, like if they're happy, like, you know, in the Andrew Tate video, we didn't watch it here, but it's in that date where she asks, like, what are you looking for in a woman? And he literally just goes, if she's hot, and maybe if she's nice, that's a plus. And that's true for him. Like, he literally doesn't care about anything about looks except for looks. And think about that. Why is he so focused on how physically attractive somebody is? Why? Right? Think about it. Could it be that it validates him to others? I'm trying to think of other reasons. Now, again, I'm not saying to ignore physical attraction. It's super important. But when it's the only thing, something's a little off, right? Something's weird. And I'm already bored with this video, too. I think this is a red pill channel. Why attractive
What's
women
up,
fall
buddy?
for nerds.
Hey, Rich, can you hear me? Yeah, so you want to know why attractive women go for nerds?
Yeah, so a lot of my girlfriends in college are in relationships with in LTRs with these guys that either they don't work out, they don't necessarily have a job, or they're not. I mean, they're not improving themselves. These are just.
By the way, guys, there's nobody in the Zoom right now for a mock date. So if anybody wants to go on a mock date, or if anybody wants to watch a mock date, jump in the Zoom. The link is in the live chat. It's pinned. Or you could kind of, you know, get the live chat kind of rally people to jump into the Zoom so we could do a mock date. It might be fun. It will be fun. And also, I have the new studio set up. I kind of want to test it out.
You know, frat guys, or for lack of a better term, just not necessarily the most attractive people in the world. But for some reason, you know, these girls who are very attractive and have a lot going for them, for some reason settle for these guys. And it just blows my fucking mind. Like, I don't understand why.
All right, so let me ask you, why do you think that is?
I think that it's easy to just settle for someone, and you know, if they don't want to play the cat and mouse game, they just find a guy that will give them everything. I don't know.
But this is the funny thing about red pill, is they think that's a bad thing. These women don't want to play the cat and mouse game. They just want to be with a guy that just gives them everything up front. I don't get it. I don't know why they don't want to play the game. Like, do you know how silly this is right now?
How long have these couples been together?
It's just so funny that like men come up with all of these philosophies, and then when they see something that doesn't match that philosophy, it kind of short circuits their brain. They're like, they don't want to compete. They don't want the fight. They don't want this whole back and forth. I don't get it. Why would they not want that? It doesn't match my mathematical formula that I worked on for, the last day.
You're witnessing here?
Over 6 months. I mean, these are, long-term relationships.
Well, 6 years is a long-term relationship. 6 months is
for college, anyways.
Well,
6 months is a long time in college.
Yeah, so that's the point that I was going to make. I mean, 6 months ain't that long, right? So if
Yeah.
they're hanging out with these dorks for 6 months and they're not particularly attractive, like I'm assuming, like when you say losers, not attractive, out of shape,
Yes.
like neck
But do you
beard.
see how funny it is that these two guys are trying to figure out why somebody that doesn't play the red pill game is dating women that they find attractive? And they're like racking their brain trying to figure it out because it doesn't go along with what they have adopted for their own life.
Sort of style, Star Wars guys maybe follows like female-led relationships on Twitter, sort of thing, stuff
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
Yeah, those won't last. Most of them, it's like little sands ticking down in the hourglass, and like the end of that relationship comes up sooner or later. Those sorts of things don't last. They might be with them, like now, holding out to the public that they're a couple.
All right. So first of all, he's saying those won't last. First of all, I don't know how he knows that. But number two, he's not explaining why they're getting into relationships. Right? I mean, I could watch these videos are boring. I'm sorry guys that I found these boring videos. I don't like to watch a video before I react to it because then I'm kind of faking my reaction in a way, and I don't like doing that. But Jordan Peterson, I'm sure he has something good for us.
Part of the reason our eyes are the way they are, they have whites. That's an evolved adaptation so that we can see what other people's eyes are up to.
Interesting.
And everyone who didn't have visible whites either died or was killed or didn't mate, right? And so I want to see where you're pointing your eyes because you're devoting a tremendous amount of cortical energy to that value specification. And if I can see what you're pointing your eyes at, then I know what you value. Then I can mimic your body with my body, and we can fall into the same, what would you say, the same
Rhythm,
game.
yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
same rhythm,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And you see that in music, right? Because the musicians are heading towards a note. They all know that. They know when they're going to jump up and down in unison and hit that note. Right. And then they can play along the way. The music has a point, or you don't even want to listen to it. And it's so satisfying when they hit.
By the way, guys, we have one man in the Zoom right now. If anybody else wants to join, feel free, jump in the Zoom. The link is in the live chat to do a mock date. It's a fake date right now, live on stream.
Climax altogether, right? It's like, we got the point, man.
It's true in relationships too, and I think that as we atomize ourselves in our relationships, I think the relationships break down. That you have to have that rhythm, and you also have to have the ability to.
That's why you dance with your partner.
Yeah, that refusal to acknowledge the differences that you have with your partner. And there's a beautiful thing in the beginning of Genesis. So the phrase that's used when it talks about Eve and Adam is before. So it's really fascinating. I mean, the whole thing is really beautifully symbolic. That Eve never receives a name until after they're kicked out of the Garden of Eden. She's called just the woman until that point, and then he names her. Right. He first names her and he says, she will be called Isha, right, which is a derivative of Ish. It's checked by somebody, why would you want to talk with them? You're not an independent human being. Calls her Eve.
Okay, so
because
hold
she's
on.
the mother of all
the first name
this
is
living.
given by who? Adam?
Adam. So he named
this idea in neurophysiology called opponent processing. It's really cool. So if you want to move your hand really smoothly this way, you can do it like that. But it's nowhere near as smooth as if you do this. You can be absolutely precise. So you really tense this hand against. Well, you're trying to this.
And that's why when you fundamentally refuse to acknowledge the difference between the sexes, you lose the azer kenegdo part of that. You lose that opposition that's necessary.
That's also, see, my wife has a more masculine temperament than me, and she's really low in politeness, which is an aspect of agreeableness, and it makes her quite formidable as a...
Why does he talk like that? She's really low in politeness, which is an aspect of agreeableness.
And sometimes in our life, she'll say things that are so outrageous that, well, it usually makes me laugh. It's like in an intense fight, she'll say like 3 of the worst insults you could possibly imagine, and it'll make me laugh. And it's hard sometimes to deal with her because of this more aggressive element. But it was also something that really attracted me towards her, because she's no pushover, and she's got this she's got a kind of a knife-like sense of humor that comes out quite often. And so I really like the combative element to it. And that's part of what keeps a relationship dynamically alive. So that's very cool. So that's the first name?
So he first calls her Isha and says, because God...
I'm trying to figure out the point of what... Because it says, Jordan Peterson gives the best relationship advice you'll ever hear. That's the title of this video. They're talking about Adam and Eve.
Going to give her as Azer Kenegdo, and then after the whole element with
and he okay, so God says he's gonna deliver this. What's the word?
Azer Kenegdo, right? So it's a helpmate.
Right, but it's an adversarial partner.
Yeah, the word Kenegdo literally means against him, right?
Wow,
it's going to be Aleph Yud Shin. It's the same spelling. Life and
this is really boring.
We as a society have decided to deride and pretend is not a superpower and treat as a secondary aspect of femininity, when it is in fact the primary aspect of femininity. And so it's really it's quite fascinating, and it's really...
That's why I like Beauty and the Beast. You know, because I taught a lot about hero mythology to my students, and the women would sometimes come up and say, well, what about the female heroes? And I thought, well, that's complicated, because you have the image of Mary, and that's pretty maternal, but in Christianity, Christ is also the redeemer of women, and that's an adventurous hero in some sense. It's like, so the female situation is complicated, right? Because there is this adventurous spirit, but it has to be combined with...
By the way, guys, I just want to say, we now have 25 members in the Betas community. I'm very, very happy about that. I'm seeing everybody interact in the Discord every day, group video chats. It's just a great community. I love being in there with you guys. Super happy. If anybody else wants to join the Betas community here, support the channel, and get a lot of benefits like Discord, discounts on my stuff, all of my stuff, you could hit join down below. If you don't see join down below, you just click on my channel and there'll be a join button. And I'm pretty sure there's half off right now. So instead of paying $5, you pay like $2.50. Which is like 8 cents a day. And yeah, if you're feeling like you're kind of like missing a community of friends, the Betas community is that place for you.
This maternal fecundity, let's say, and
And by the way, Daniela just gifted a Betas podcast membership. There might be a prompt for you in the live chat that says allow gifting. I saw it yesterday when I was watching an H3 podcast, and you just click on that and you allow gifting. You might have to do it on the desktop computer rather than your phone. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, Daniela, thank you.
Early. Well, what I really liked about Beauty and the Beast, and I do think that's the best Disney movie
Here
ever
we go.
made, was
Here comes the best relationship advice you'll ever hear.
It's a real female hero myth. I mean, the woman, Beauty, is beautiful, so she's high up in the female dominance hierarchy, but she's witty and
Beauty, who's beautiful, so she's high up in the female dominance hierarchy. God, I would hate to be inside his brain. I think it would just be constant categorization. It would be constant who's better, who's worse. That just would make me feel horrible all the time. Why is it that I have been successful in dating in my life and I do not subscribe to any comparisons, any hierarchy? In fact, if anything, I want to remove any idea that I'm high value. I want to take that away.
Read and intelligent and adventurous and brave and courageous and truthful, all of that. And she doesn't fall for Gaston, the psychopathic persona. And young women are much more likely to fall for men like that, by the way, than women who are slightly more what would you say?
Mature.
Yeah, wiser. So they'll fall for dark triad men, and that's partly how psychopathy propagates itself across the generations. Right? They can be enticed by psychopathic personas, but she prefers the beast. It's like, well, the beast is the adventure. It's like, well, is this terrible man? You know, like he's rough, he's unhewed, but he's got potential, right? And that's what really attracts her. And she wants someone who can guard the walls and make a safe haven for the children, but who's generous enough who's productive enough to be useful and generous enough to share. And so she civilizes him. And that's, you know, you say, well, that's the female hero myth. It's like the civilizing of men is the female hero myth. And the civilizing of nature, in some sense, is the male hero myth.
And to pretend that that's like a secondary pursuit, which is what the society says, that like what we should value is, in a certain way, feminism is a construct of the patriarchy, because
they're completely, and it's modern, guys, because the notion is, well, the men have got it all right, and all we'd have to do is for women to be more like men.
Right. Exactly.
That's your aim.
That's not feminism whatsoever. Has he learned anything about feminism? Has he read anything about feminism? He thinks that people created feminism because they said, guys are so great, let's be like guys. That's what you think, buddy? Woo!
My wife is engaged in a series of discussions with this Jonathan Pajot I mentioned earlier. It's an inquiry into the symbolism of the divine feminine, because we have a real question in our culture. We have a more elaborated narrative of, let's say, call it masculine heroism, and a more differentiated sense of masculine.
There's one person in the Zoom. There's a guy in the Zoom. And if anybody wants to join in the Zoom to go on a mock date with him, jump in.
And totalitarianism as well. The female role is still somewhat undifferent.
I think it says Fenrix, something like that. I'm reading the chat from all the really far away. I feel like Jordan Peterson just refuses to understand feminism. The reason why is because he doesn't want to accept feminism. He doesn't like that idea.
And I think that's partly not acceptable.
The problem with a lot of people like this is they have their values set. And for them to flip-flop like a bad politician would be a chink in the armor for them. It would be people saying, wait, you just said that a month ago. What are you saying? You're changing it now? It's hard to say I learned and I did better and I grew as a coach, as a teacher. It's hard to say that to people. And that's why he wants to stick in his conservative place. Also, he's just a conservative, so conservatives like to stay where they are.
More because women have control of the reproductive function now. So a lot of this has to become conscious. It can't just happen automatically.
Right. No, I mean, that's right. And so at a time when the virtues of femininity need to be taught more than ever, they're being taught the opposite more than ever. Because you have to opt into this feature of humanity.
I think they should just stop talking about masculinity, femininity, because it has nothing to do with anything. Masculinity, femininity has nothing to do with dating. It really does not. It's just cosplay. Okay? People are going to be attracted to each other no matter what. People are going to have sex no matter what. People are going to get into relationships no matter what. Masculinity, femininity. And I'm telling you, people can't even define it, really. When I really press people for that stuff, they start getting confused when I start really asking, oh, so this means this then? I don't really know anymore. Because they're really kind of vague terms. What I'd rather do is just choose the word that I really wanted to say instead of, oh, that's very masculine or that's very feminine. Why don't I say, oh, that's very caring? Who cares if it's masculine or feminine? Doesn't matter. But for some reason, they love this. This is women, this is men. I don't need to be masculine to attract women. And I don't need women to be feminine to be attractive. I'm just attracted to who I'm attracted to.
where before you didn't have to opt into it. It was going to be forced upon you, right? I mean,
Right,
as long as you were going to engage in sexual activity, you were going to experience the joys of motherhood.
Right.
And you were going to have to play this role. But now you no longer have to, which means that you
Now
actually
you have
to,
choice.
you have to be taught that there's value in the role in order for you to embrace the role.
And you have to be...
Yeah, and there's no value in the role. So guess what? This is why you're fucked, buddy.
to notice that within without seeing that as only part of you in your peculiarity. And
there is value in the role if you want to be the traditional wife, the traditional mother, not work, stay home, you know, clean the house, take care of the kids, cook the food, all that type of stuff, go shopping. If you do want that, then that's fine. So I'm not here to say, this is bad. It's not bad. If you like it, if it serves you, if it's a healthy relationship, a healthy dynamic that you have with somebody, then that's great. But what they're saying is that that dynamic is the only dynamic. No other dynamics can exist. Right? It reminds me of the Ricky Gervais interview he had with Stephen Colbert, where he was saying, you know, there's about 3,000 gods that we know of on planet Earth that people pray to. Stephen, you believe in one of those 3,000. All the other gods you don't believe in. And then he says, I, an atheist, only believe in one less God than you do. But for them, he goes, no, this is the only way. This is the dynamic that we only want. We want the woman to be like this. We want the man to be like that. That's it. There's no other thing. No other things allowed. And if if you do it, it's bad. And I have cases that show that it's bad. But I'm going to ignore all of the cases in the dynamic that I like that are also bad. Wait, so there are instances where the dynamic that I like is bad, and I found that there's cases in the dynamics that I don't like are bad. Maybe it's the dynamic that's not the issue? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, guys.
not as something regressive. Somebody clipped something I said and put it on one of those YouTube shorts. It's like 3 minutes long. It's got, I don't know, 8 million views or something.
In the chat,
they called it.
Said, that's a really cool set, I must say. And then there seems to be some like green emojis. Whoever that Natasha person is, thank you very much.
Advice to 19-year-old women. And so what I said in this brief video was that, okay, so we'll go for another minute.
They're kicking them out. We don't want any of your conservative shit anymore in our cafe. Can't you see how many hipsters are in here? They do not like what's going on. All right, so guess what? We have a mock date ready for y'all because I'm done reacting to this. This is so boring and basic. Okay, guys. So I'm about to set up the mock date. Lorraine, can you hear me?
Yep.
Montel, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Just wait a second. I'm going to set it up for everybody. 1 minute. 1 minute. Hold on. Cool. And now, if anybody that's watching me, I could see them because I put it on an iPad right below the camera. This new set's very exciting for me. All right, so let's see if this works. This is the first time I'm setting it up, so don't get mad at me. Wait, nope, that's not it. Here it is. There it is. But why isn't the chat? Oh, wait, hold on. I think I got to fix the chat. Hold on, let's see. Does this work? There we go, baby. Yes, baby. Okay, I think we're all set. We're looking pretty good. I'm just going to fix something up a little bit here. Going to kind of center them. So this is a mock date, guys. And what a mock date is, if you haven't been here before, there's 26 people. It's a little bit above average. We usually have like a 20 22 average. A mock date is a fake date. It's not real. It's just for practice. It's just for fun. And because of that, you know that there could be no consequences. You can do no wrong. You're not supposed to do well because we're just supposed to be stupid and silly and have fun and practice. That's all it is. Lorraine has done this many times. And despite me telling Lorraine that this is practice and I want her to do badly, for some reason, she's still just so amazing at talking to people. And even if you look at her right now, she looks like she's glowing almost. You're either an angel or a ghost. I'm not sure, Lorraine, the way. Or the third option is you just need to like clean your camera.
No, it's clean.
Oh, okay. So then you
It's just the sunlight's just coming in at the right angle.
Yeah, you're angelic is what it is. Montel,
Thank
you've
you.
been here once before, isn't that right?
I have met you before, yes.
Yes.
I have never done one of these mock days before, but I'm familiar with your channel, and
Great.
the
Wait.
stuff
How
that
did
you
we
do.
meet then?
I
In
used
person?
to be in one of your Discords.
In real life?
No. It was a Discord meeting. Like you asked for volunteers. I volunteered. You asked for like some advice. You were like designing a course or something.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, we just chatted for a little
Oh,
bit.
nice. Yeah, I remember chatting with you before. Welcome, buddy. I'm really happy that you're
Thank
here. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. You're looking great.
Thanks.
So you get the idea. So this is fake, and it's just for practice, and
Yeah.
it's as though I want you to think of it as though I am setting you up on a blind date with Lorraine right now. So you two are just going to meet at a coffee shop right now, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, Anthony thought we would be good for each other type of thing. And it literally starts as though you're on a real date. I'll pause every now and then to just like check in on you guys, maybe give a few pointers here and there. But that's about it. It's just for practice, really. Like, a lot of people aren't going on dates these days. We're coming out of a pandemic, so this is a perfect opportunity to just, get just vibing, So that's about it from me. Is everybody good?
Yeah.
Hell
good to go.
yeah. I'm going to take a picture of this setup because I'm just so excited about the way I set it all up, y'all. All right, hold on. That makes me happy. That makes me very happy. Okay, good. All right. So, take it away. It's the cafe.
Cool. We're at the cafe.
Yeah.
Listen, it's nice to meet you. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm pretty swell, if I do say so myself. I'm a little hot, to be honest. In California right now, there's like a heat wave, and it's killing me.
I live in I'm like just above California. I'm in
Yeah.
Canada.
Oh, okay.
So it's like that heat wave is just coming way up north.
I see. You see, when you initially said British Columbia, I had no idea where you were. So I'm glad you specified. My geography is awful. It's terrible.
Yeah, Canadian geography just doesn't make sense to people in the States. I'm sorry.
Hey, since you're Canadian, I hope this isn't offensive, but I'm in this Discord server, and there's a lot of Canadians, and when you ask them a question, sometimes they'll say no, but they say it in a specific kind of way. I've been wondering how you pronounce it. So it's like it's N-A-U-R. Do you say that?
No.
How do you say that?
Nah.
Nah?
No.
I can't do that.
I don't know. It might just also be a regional thing.
Okay.
Like, so it's just the Canadian pronunciation of things is weird in comparison to American or like European.
Sure. I'm an English teacher, so I wouldn't say particular about language, but something I've noticed is that I say color with the O-R, and I think you guys say color with the U-R.
Yes, because it's from British English.
Okay, I see.
You just have your completely own English.
Okay, it makes me feel special.
Yeah, very special.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to? What do you like to do?
For now, I've just been on a bit of a break from. I just graduated with my BA.
Cool.
So yeah, I want to go into special education. So it's pretty cool that you're an English teacher.
Yeah, that's an interesting coincidence. Did you have to deal with the pandemic at all in university? Did you have to go online?
Yeah, for almost 3 years.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. I'm sorry. My condolences.
So I had first year, and then halfway through second year, it was like, nope.
Yeah. When did you come back? Or when did you go back?
January of this year.
And you graduated this year as well?
Yep.
Jeez. How does that feel?
Feels really good. I got a BA in psychology, so it was fun.
Yeah. So you good at dissecting people? Do you do that?
Since I was little, I've done it.
Okay.
So like just automatically like, okay, so this person is struggling with this. So with these kind of resources, I'm good at like figuring out what resources some people need.
Okay.
Some people think I'm clairvoyant, but no, I'm not. It's just sometimes I'm good at like picking out patterns.
Yeah, so I feel that. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychology student. I did take a lot of psychology classes, but I have this tendency to ask questions. Like I get really curious about people, and I don't know. I just like to look at people. You feel me? I don't know if that makes I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just like to perceive people, and I think that's really cool.
Oh, sorry, my mom's calling me.
No worries. No worries.
Oh, it looks like she just dropped out for a second. Montel, how you feeling?
I'm really hot, dude. It's just really hot here. I'm also kind of nervous, man.
Okay, so number one, it's 90 degrees in this room right now. I'm trying not to show it, but yeah, my entire bottom half is soaked. But so yeah, I feel you there. You're doing great. I just want to say that. I put it in the chat. I think it's like maybe I think it's both just your natural personality and also the fact that you're a teacher. You have this very calm, engaged demeanor about you, which is so relaxing, I would say. Like just watching you, like I could tell how, hey Lorraine, just so you know you're muted right now, but I just found an opportunity to talk to Montel. You just have this calm energy that shows that you're really listening, and it feels really good from my perspective. But Lorraine, how does it feel from your perspective?
It feels really good. Like I can tell that you're really listening and like absorbing what I'm saying.
Yeah. Something cool that you do
like, this is a very fun conversation so far.
Yeah. Something that I noticed that Montel does is he pauses after the person's done. And that's a great social skill because one, it shows that he's waiting to see if that person has anything else to say, which is respectful. And two, it shows that he's processing what the person says, which shows that he didn't have something already in his mind that he wanted to jump at when the person was done. He was saying, oh, I'm really taking in what you're saying. So, Montel, you may be anxious right now, but from my perspective, you look really comfortable and relaxed. So great job. And I'm just going to let you guys get back into it.
Don't worry, my hand is shaking too.
All right, guys, get back into it.
Cool. Thank you for the validation. That was that was great. I appreciate it. And yeah, so what were we talking about?
I can't remember. I think we were you were about to say something about like the kind of questions you ask of people, or like I can't exactly remember.
Right. Yeah, I tend to be really curious. I tend to ask a lot of questions to people. Sometimes a little I gotta learn social skills sometimes. Like I get intensely curious and I want to just push past boundaries. I want to just ask really vulnerable questions, but I do understand that takes time and intimacy and effort. So yeah, absolutely. I ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, like that's super cool. And I really value that in people, like when they actually are willing to ask those questions that may push boundaries, like maybe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I can tell that they're actually being sincere in how people are talking and the way in which they talk or communicate particular subjects that may be a little bit more controversial and stuff like that. So
yeah, I don't think I run into that very often, but I am surrounded by children, not children, but like teenagers all day, so they haven't quite developed their social skills and their capacity to be present, amongst other things. But when I do encounter it, it's super duper refreshing. Absolutely.
Yeah, so what made you go into teaching?
Kind of just fell into it, to be honest. I was definitely, after college, I was in that like sort of young adult angst phase where I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with my life? And yeah, a professor recommended that I go into teaching, told me that I'd be good at it, I guess. I think he was just indoctrinating me because his wife ran the program, but that's a side story. Yeah, but here I am. You know, I'm kind of just doing the thing. I'm not super good at it, and I kind of wing it a lot of the time, just show up. But it's fun, man. It's fun. You should. I think you'll enjoy it once you start.
Thanks.
Yeah, these kids, man. Do you have any ideas to what age or grade you'd like to teach?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I mostly want to work with kids with disabilities because I know that there's a huge need for teachers like that, because so many kids are struggling these days, especially with their mental health and the impacts that the pandemic has had. We haven't really been able to socialize and like with mental health. And then there's also the physical disabilities where I did a year of nursing and I'm like, okay, maybe I can like use that as a tool to help those kids as well. So that's kind of why I want to go into special education.
Yeah, absolutely. Kids, in my observation, they don't really have a lot of tools for their mental health. They've never been taught, for example, and they kind of just suck it up. They just deal with it and just really try to push past it. But you saying that really made me wonder, would you consider yourself a compassionate person? Empathetic as well?
I would hope so. Like,
yeah.
I think I'm list of stuff that I found helpful. It might not be helpful to everyone else.
The spot, if I can't do that right, like I'll feel useless. I'm awful. But it's so awesome that you're able to do that, to not want to treat people like puzzle pieces that need to be arranged in the perfect spot.
Yeah, that's something I'm working on. Like, I still do that sometimes.
Really? Yeah.
But it's like more and more I've like bookmarked stuff instead of like, okay, this is what you need to do. Because I've noticed that a lot of people just think, okay, so she's just a know-it-all. She's just trying to tell me how to live my own life. So, and then I'm like, oh, okay. And that's like a pattern that's been reoccurring. And so I'm like, okay, so here's what I can do instead. And like, I had to do research on like how to go about doing that. It's an ongoing process, but I think it's helpful for understanding what exactly people need. And that's why I studied psychology, because I've always noticed that people need help, but they're not always willing to accept advice. Instead, they use like an excuse, like they deflect on what they're actually feeling, or like that repression that you were talking about earlier, like how people are just like especially teenagers, like press down what they're feeling. So
Sounds like to me that you do a lot of research.
I do a lot of research.
Is that for fun, for curiosity? What's that about?
I don't know, like whenever I go and buy stuff, I always do research and that type of things. I'm sorry that I've been talking so much.
No, you're fine. I'm quite intrigued.
Yeah, I like doing research because it's peer, especially peer reviewed, because then I know, okay, here's the standard of what exactly people need, how to go about doing that, implementing those particular things. Yeah. So where are you from? Are you originally from California, or is...
Yeah, I grew up here. My parents are Nigerian. I like to joke that I'm a Nigerian prince. And it's true, though. It's factually correct. I don't have any documents to prove that, but you just have to take my word for it. I'm a
Okay, I'll
Nigerian
take your
prince.
word.
Yeah, grew up in California. I've always been here. I don't live in LA per se, but I live right outside of it. But real people who are from LA will tell me that I'm not from LA. They're just jerks, though. They're just like that. Yeah, I live in California. I've been here forever. Hopefully, I'll leave someday, but not particularly in a rush.
Yeah.
How about you?
I was born in South Africa and immigrated to Canada, lived in a few provinces. So provinces are equivalent to what you call states.
Okay.
That's the closest equivalency that I can come up with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. So do you like being from Nigeria? Like, do you still like have some cultural practices that your family includes, and like when you get together, that type of stuff?
So I go to Nigerian church. It's probably the extent to my culture, really, at least the extent to which I practice my culture. I'm not a very cultural person. I don't speak the language. I don't participate in like the rituals, but my dad does, and my dad's important to me. So I follow him to like Nigerian parties and Nigerian get-togethers and things like that. But yeah, I tell my dad all the time, like, culture dies with me. Like, that's a wrap. That's it for me. Yeah. So hopefully, no, that's a wrap. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Are you particularly cultural?
Does
that mean
like,
anything? Does that matter to you?
Yeah, I am pretty like culturally South African.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't allowed to speak English at home unless we had English company over.
Cool.
And like we have this thing called a braai. So it's a barbecue, but better, like elevated. It's just like more of a party type thing instead of just like grilling and then having like beer or something. Like in South Africa, it's like all your family comes over, everyone's drinking, everyone's talking really loud, and like it's like we dance sometimes, and yeah, like it's with like open coal kind of barbecue. So it's like that's the traditional way. Like we have this one thing called braai broodjies. We do them on the grill, so it's cheese, onion, and tomato on a sandwich, and then we go and grill it, and it's so good.
Do you put bread on that?
Yeah, bread, tomato, onion, cheese. So both sides, and you grill it, put it on the grill.
I'm just trying to imagine it right now. I just have this thing where when people mention too many nouns in succession, like I just can't imagine it. So when people are like, oh, my girlfriend's sister's cousin-in-law, like I just can't, I have to pause and think about it. So you said cheese, onions, and tomatoes.
Yes.
There's no meat there.
No meat. And then we put the meat on the side. Like the meat is a completely different event. So you grill up those sandwiches first. So while you're waiting for everyone to like calm down and actually like start grilling the meat, you eat that because sometimes it can take hours because sometimes we get a little distracted by just talking everyone's ears off.
Yeah, that sounds scrumptious, first and foremost. And it also sounds like a fun time. I'm not especially enticed by large social gatherings. I'm super introverted, chill, but something about that sounds really fun. Just family and friends just kicking it. Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, like I'm usually the one that's like standing in the corner talking to like one person.
Okay.
I'm not always like on the grill. I'm just like, okay, I'll just do something else.
Do you like
Because-
movies? Sorry,
Oh.
cut you up. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Do you like movies? Just the question popped into my head.
Oh, I love movies. What's your kind of favorite movie?
Probably action movies. I think I'm a sucker. I have this my goo goo gaga like my baby child brain just really loves explosions and bullets and fight hand to hand like fighting scenes. I can't get enough. I eat that shit.
Yeah, oh, I love those too. So in Afrikaans, those are called skiet. So shoot, kick, and hitting hard. So like rough punches and that type of stuff. That's my favorite kind of movie.
Okay.
It's just like, or like if people like are driving in really fast going really fast in cars, like I love that kind of movie.
There's something about that escapism, that distance from reality. It's just I find it so addicting. I just love seeing cool shit. Like, did you watch Black Widow by any chance?
Yes.
So, you know that scene where like the ship explodes and she's like flying down, like she's literally gravity, like she has no parachute. You know, she's fighting Taskmaster and like everything. It's flying. I just think that scene is super sick.
That was such a good scene.
Yeah. Have you seen any recent movies lately?
Not really. I've been getting ready to go back to school, but
Oh.
I watch a lot of documentaries too.
Okay.
So,
like what?
one that I watched, what was it called? I can't remember its name. But one that I really enjoyed was Three Identical Strangers, which is like it's so good. It's legitimately three identical triplets that were separated at birth, and then they did psychological tests on them while they were in their childhood, but they didn't know that they were actually being tested psychologically, and it happened to so many kids. And like it's interesting how they met and how their lives were so different. Like one was from a upper class family, a middle class family, and then a lower class family. So those three socioeconomic statuses in comparison when they're triplets. So that's basically looking at the nature nurture effect, which I think it's a combination of both. But I'm willing to debate with whoever disagrees.
That's fascinating. Do they end up much different based off of their socioeconomic statuses?
Yeah, I'd say they ended up quite different.
Interesting. I've heard of stories of like twins separated at birth. There's this one story my friend was telling me about it recently. And like they both married women with the same names. They both divorced those women. They had dogs. They both developed like a smoking habit, even though they were separated at birth. Like they turned out remarkably similar. And like
yeah, they even had the same name.
Yeah, exactly. And that stuff really intrigues me because I have a twin myself, a twin brother. We're identical and we live very different lives nowadays, but it's really interesting to compare our psychology and to contrast that with like the psychology of other twins and what they've gone through. Super fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Do you like being a twin?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's invaluable. It's you grow up being virtually the same person. I'm not supposed to say that because most twins have like this obstinate need for independence, but you grow up mostly the same person, and then you separate at some point, and then when you come back together, because the foundation was mostly the same, you get to compare your experiences, you get to compare your decisions and your lives, and that is so it's delicious. It's so interesting, and it's so fun when we disagree on something, like finally disagree on something. Scrumptious. Let me tell you, it's scrumptious.
I have cousins that are twins. They always say the same thing. They're like, when we do disagree, it's like, whoa.
Right. It's crack. It's so good. Absolutely.
Hey, let's take a quick break right there, guys. Amazing job. I mean, I don't really need to say anything because it looks like you guys are just connecting on everything. And it's just going really smooth and great. And like from my perspective, now I would say, like, if I was my little scientist conversational nerd, I would say that like there should be like adding in some like joking around and playfulness. But what I really care about is, are you guys like having a great time? Are you guys really enjoying yourselves? And to me, it looks like you are. And so like I understand that things happen at different times and things don't have to happen exactly at the same time and so scientifically in the lab, and like, joking around could happen later on. And so like I want everybody that's watching to also understand that. So it's like you don't have to be following rules if it's going great. And from my perspective, it looks like it's really going great, but I'd love to ask you guys. So Montel, how is it going for you?
It's going pretty well. It's a bit strange to me, to be honest, to be talking to someone I've never seen before or someone I've never spoken to before, and to just sit down and have a conversation. There's there's something strange about it.
Yeah, like it's
But I
a
think
blind
it's going
date.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's to be expected.
Yeah. And Lorraine, how about you?
Yeah, I'm enjoying this conversation, like how we're like jumping between conversations, and that, yeah, I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah, it looks like you guys are really relating on so many things. And also, you guys have great abilities to express yourself in like a really nice specific way, which is like really nice and meaty for the other person, because it presents them with a lot of context for who you are as a person. And the next thing is you guys are asking questions really well. Like the thing I talk about all the time is assumptive questions, and you guys are doing that naturally. And that's also contributing to great conversation. The one thing that I would suggest, and this is the thing that I think everybody forgets on a mock date, that it is a date. And so like I want there to be a romantic element to it. So I would love for you guys to just compliment each other. Just, think about something that you think you like about that person, and you think that would make that other person feel good, and say it to them right now.
Cool. Okay, yeah. I love your necklace. It was the first thing I noticed. Necklace really fits you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really like your setup. What is that like in like the red and black and white? Like I can't 100% see.
The up there, it's a painting.
Yeah.
So it's a painting. So it's my older brother drew it. It's Spider-Man. And he's like being consumed by venom. Yeah, you can't see it properly, but it's
cool.
Yeah.
Like you have a great setup there. And
Thank
like
you.
I really like how white your teeth are. It's just like it looks really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, I think you did an amazing job at this. So in the chat, I'm reading the chat, and obviously, everybody knows and loves Lorraine, but everybody's also talking about Montel, and they want him to come back on more mock dates.
Oh yeah.
They want
Montel is awesome.
They want you to become a beta's member, so you could hang with everybody in the group chats and the Discord and everything. So I agree. I agree with them. And yeah, do you guys have any questions or last things that you'd like to say?
It was really cool talking to you. I was really enjoying the conversation. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a good time.
Yeah, thank you for your time. I've really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope we see you again here.
Yeah, I just might stop by.
And I just want to tell you guys, I want to thank you so much for coming on, because again, there's only you guys in here, and so not a lot of people are willing to do the mock dates. You know, it is an anxiety-inducing thing, definitely. Like, you're going on the internet to, you know, have a fake date with somebody. So like, I really want to thank you guys for doing that. I admire your courage for coming on, and please come on again, because we need more people. We need more people to do this. It is such a valuable thing to have two people on a fake date that people could watch and be like, oh, so this is what it's like. You know, like, it's the type of thing where it's like, have you ever wondered what other people are like on dates? Well, it's like, now you could see that. But the only way that we could get more people motivated to go on is for you yourself to come on the Zoom and go on mock dates. So if anybody's watching right now, you know, use Lorraine and Montel as inspiration to go up yourself. And that's it. Thanks so much guys for coming on.
Of course.
All righty. Have a good night.
Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yes, dude. Well, that was, to me, just a solid, amazing episode. I had a lot of fun. You know, the red pill videos that I reacted to were pretty boring, but I think that's just because I've been watching so much red pill. Because let me tell you the reason why I've been watching a lot of red pill. I want to see what, like, people talk about red pill a lot and how great it is. And so I'm like, I'm looking for that great thing, but I'm never finding it. And I think today is the moment where I could officially go, yeah, there's really nothing to it. It's really just bullshit. Because I really have spent a lot of time, like, I literally read Rollo Tomasolo, whatever's book. I read his book, and it was just the biggest piece of shit I ever read. I've watched so many videos. I've tried to really take their talking points seriously. But they're horrible. Yeah. I want to do less red pill stuff, but it's still going to be you know, an ongoing thing that we talk about here. But what I'm really going to focus on this podcast is bringing people in person, right where this little pupper is sitting, and interviewing them, chatting with them. All different kinds of people. Red pill people, psychologists, OnlyFans models, like literally everybody, influencers. I want to interview couples on their relationship. So you're going to see this seat filled quite often from now on. I'm really working to get people in here. I love conversation. I love meeting people. And that's the main reason why I have this podcast here. The other main reason why I have this podcast here is to connect with you guys. This live chat is so mind-blowing every time I start a stream. I'm so mind-blown that people are chatting and getting to know each other and talking to me. And Daniela just did a super chat. $10. Thank you so much, Daniela. If I want to give some books, can I just buy them from your site and you give them away? Or could I get them on Amazon if people put it in a wish list? I got to think about that. Let's talk in the Discord. Daniela is the empress of the beta family in the Discord. And she's just an amazing person. And I just want to thank you again for that $10 donation. It's so amazing. You are what is helping this grow, you know. I had spent a lot of money on this thing, this whole setup. And you guys, you know, helping fund that is really, really huge. Yeah, I want to get the book out to more people too. I want to get it out to as many people as possible. what book are we talking about? If you've never been here before, it's the God Pill. Let me grab it. One thing I love this couch. It's so comfortable, but it provides zero lumbar support. It's just like you just sink into it like the Goldilocks thing. So here it is. It's the God Pill. It is a bunch of work involved in making this what it is. It is basically the next level of red pill. So if you heard of blue pill, that's bad, right? Then you heard of red pill and you go, oof, that wasn't that good either. Well, the next thing is God pill. And this is basically the healthy way to live your life as a confident, happy, attractive introvert. It's a short read. It's an easy read. And if you want to buy it on Amazon, you're welcome. But if you want to get it for free, and this is what I encourage you to do for free, go on Skillshare. The link is in the description right now. It says the God Pill. There'll be a link to the Skillshare video book where I actually read the book on video. And you get it for free. You just need a free trial of Skillshare. It's a month-long free trial. You just cancel it immediately after you get the trial, so you never have to pay. And or if you already have Skillshare, you have the course for free too. You have the book for free too. Or if you love Skillshare and you think it's really valuable, you just keep Skillshare and you pay for Skillshare. So yeah, this is the handbook, guys. This is the book that will change everything for you, and it's an extremely simple book. It's not complex. I don't try to, show you how cool and smart I am by giving you big words. It's very conversational. That's the way I like self-help. I want you to read it, and it's just so easy to take in. And when you're done with it, you go, why the fuck was I living my life this way the whole time? Like, why wasn't I? This is so obvious and simple, but it was right under my nose the whole time, and I wasn't picking up on it because people were guiding me in a different way. Buy this book, please, please, please. I really, really, really want to help people with that book. Okay, next book. This has nothing to do with anything, but in the Discord, because remember, I love my beta family, they were talking about singing and learning singing and singing books, and it took me a while to find it, but this is Vocal Wisdom. When I went to school for jazz vocals and sound engineering, like music production, this was one of the books that they had me read, and this book, I would say, was the most valuable thing in my scholastic endeavors. The writing in this is just like the God Pill. I love good self-help books. And if you're interested in singing whatsoever, this book is incredible. It's very emotional, and it's not intellectual. It's all emotion in this. And it's not saying like, oh, feel this way when you're singing. It is very technical, but it's coming from an emotional place. And so, like, this is the type of book that, and again, the way I love self-help books is when you're done with the book, you just go, I get it. Let me just go, nah! And that's the exact way I wanted the God Pill as well, guys. When you're done reading this book, you just go, I get it. I just feel good. I just want to go and interact with people in this way. I want to live my life this way. And all right. That's about it. Hey, how about we read a passage from the God Pill? Really sell it to you. I'm just going to pick a random page, a random paragraph. Okay. Emotions like anger and negativity, while completely natural and sometimes even useful, are insecurity manifested. Just to clarify for you, so you could see it in people and understand where it's coming from, negative emotions in a person is insecurity. If you see someone bullying someone, that's insecurity. If you see someone angry and yelling, that's insecurity. Always. It's never not insecurity. Now, of course, we're human, and I don't want you to strive to be a perfect person. However, I do want you to be aware of these emotions inside of yourself and inside of others. This is not confidence or happiness. The reason why I talk about this, actually, wait, I say this for, I say it right here. I say this for two main reasons. One, so you could see when someone is not present. If you don't know what presence is, I explain it at the beginning of the book. It's a very big part of this book. This means at the moment they do not like themselves or their circumstance. They are not happy. They're not confident. They're not strong. They're weak. The solution is to focus on your presence and allow that person to see your pure, unbiased love and allow them to find their own presence in that moment. Keep in mind, you'll not be able to coach someone into presence as effectively as you could demonstrate it and allow them to find it. Now, why I say this, guys, and it's very important, is because a lot of the time, when you see somebody that's very kind of intense, passionate, and angry, possibly towards you or towards another person, what we misinterpret that as is confidence. Now, we could see this in Andrew Tate videos when he's screaming, "Oh, they fly! All right, fly!" Or even if we see videos of Sneeko, and we talked about that on Tuesday, how he's always screaming and he's always angry. His fans interpret that as confidence, and that's not confidence. It's actually he's very insecure about himself. So is Andrew Tate. So I want you to know that because, one, when you're watching people on the internet, but two, when you're interacting with a person. In the past, you may see that type of personality and you go, "Ooh, I'm intimidated by this person. This person really is sure of themselves. They know what's bad and they're not afraid to make fun of it and put it down and say, I'm better," and, you know, all that type of stuff. And I want you to now understand that you could pull that person into a very calm, relaxed, fun, positive place by focusing on your own presence in the moment with that person, and that'll allow and encourage that person to be present as well. Now, remember, I said it at the end. I don't want you to coach people into presence. I don't want you to say, "Okay, you're being really angry right now, and you're being really red pill right now, and I need you to be god pill right now." That's not how you want to do it. That'll only upset them more and amplify that anger and that negative emotions. Okay, next reason. You could use the random moments of negativity in yourself as simple reminders to practice presence. So this is very, very important, and I do this all day long. All day long, I have little thoughts that come into my head that are negative. "Oh, look at that fucking shit butt, held butt." And then I go, "Oh, look, I just had an insecure moment." That's a reminder that I could jump into presence, my pure, happy, confident presence. Throughout your day, you might be driving home from work, see a schmohawk cuts you off without a blinker, and you want to exact revenge on that man with a merciless blowing of your horn, or maybe even drive up next to him to see his wicked face. But before you allow that compulsion to take over completely, step into presence. The remarkable thing about this technique is you're using your negative moments to realize how beautiful life actually is right then and there. Think of this like the Pavlov dog experiment. Negative emotion, snap into presence. Negative emotion, snap into presence. I've practiced this for years, and I've gotten to the point where I forget I'm even doing it. It becomes automatic. I'll get upset, and then the present moment immediately floods my senses, calming me down without thinking about it. Now, at first, you are going to be thinking about it. You are going to get negative thoughts. You are going to feel bad about yourself. You're going to feel bad about others, and you're going to have to consciously go, "Okay, time to be present." And you're going to have to do that 100 times. But at the 101st time, it's going to go automatic, and you're not even going to think about it. You're going to get negative, and then whoosh, you're automatically just going to feel presence rush through you. It's a really, really interesting phenomenon. Literally, you are using negativity to be positive. Damn. Let's check the chat. Where the hell's my phone? Where's my phone? Presence, Anthony. Hold on. Okay. Where are we here? Charlie says, "Is there a place where we could post testimonials on the God pill?" Yes, the Amazon page, the Skillshare page, the Apple page. Yes, those 3 places. Where else are we here? Daniela just donated $20 more. This one for the puppy treats. Thank you so much. He's an expensive dog. He needs a lot. He needs a lot of loving and a lot of food and treats. Thank you so much. Yeah, Charlie says it's like the couch is trying to consume me. It's true. It sucks you in. It's super comfortable, but it's not good for my back. Charlie says still can't get over the design, the cover design. Thank you so much. It's sleek and cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a very good graphic designer. So what I like to do when I am not good at something is get as simple as possible, and then let me make what I think is the coolest thing with only the skills that I have. Okay. Kieran got gifted the membership from Daniela. Woo! Okay. So I can't wait to see Kieran in the Discord. And remember, guys, after the stream, immediately after the stream, all of the members have a group video chat, just hanging out. Maybe they'll talk about the stream. More likely, they'll just have fun chatting with each other. So if you want to become a member, if you're looking for some social circle, right? That's what this is all about. This is why you're here. If you're looking for some social circle, join the beta community, guys. Get in the Discord, make friends. Everybody that you see that has a green, here, let's pull up the chat. Everybody you see here that has a green name, they're a member, okay? We got 25 members. I can't believe it that we have 25 members, but we really do. I can't imagine having like 100 members, but that would be crazy. Anyway, let's see what else is going on in the chat. Charlie says the post-stream party is so fun. It really is. Daniela says, yes, come chat with us after the pod. I'll try to avoid keeping y'all up until midnight. Yeah. Oh my God. I forget if it was Tuesday. Was it Tuesday, guys? I forget what day it was, but I go into the group video chat, the post-stream party. And then like 4 hours later or something, you guys are still talking in there. I'm like, what the hell is happening? I just love how everybody's connecting, how everybody's making friends. This is what it's all about. And if you see in my YouTube videos, I talk so much about finding a like-minded community, right? Talk about that all the time. It's the hugest part of making friends and dating. And guess what? We have one right here. I created one for you, and it's true. Everybody in here, they all have similar interests, right? And they all have similar demeanors. They're all caring, loving, selfless people, okay? Nobody in here is trying to one-up each other. Nobody in here is trying to, like hit on the women and stuff like that. And here's the other cool thing. It's really like a half and half. It's split evenly between the genders, which is so great. And that is one of the things that makes me feel the best about this community. And just like the community that I've garnered on my other YouTube channel, that it's 50-50, like I think that says a lot. So again, if you're not a member, you should become a member. And that's it. That's it, y'all. How long is the stream? Just about 2 hours exactly. Tell me what you think in the live chat. Let's see, there's 18 people here now. We're about to wind down and go into the Discord. But I'd love to know what you guys think of the new studio setup. This is what it's going to be from now on. I'm going to have guests right here. I'm going to be saying, so tell me about your life. Tell me things. Tell me the goodest of the good. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the other reason I got these mics is because it allows you to go handheld and just have fun with it, you know? And then if you wanted to put it up on a tripod, you could do that. Oh. And also it's more casual. Not so serious with those big expensive mics. This shit was $40. How was the sound quality too? Because I remember the sound quality from the last stream I really didn't like, so I fixed it up a little bit. All right, guys. I'm going to check the chat one more time. And then I'm going to see everybody in the Discord betas party. Yeah, Charlie says, it's our Discord now. Anthony just runs it. I agree. 100%. And that's the way I want it. Okay? I'm not trying to like wag my dick around the world. Hey, look at me. I'm not trying to do that. I don't want that. I want you guys to run this shit. Okay? I want to pop in and out, say hi, chat with you guys every now and then. But I want you guys to run this. Charlie says set looks crazy. Mike says it's a good mic. Sound is good. No problems on this end as far as audio goes. Okay, cool. All right, everybody. If you're not a member, join now so you could join us in the group video chat and all the members. I'm so excited to see you there.